Hey guys, I am Ayush right here. This is Simplecraft Part 2. So, if we go to the Simplecraft block assets in Ayush 4045 account, in the latest project, it's this. So we will need to click see inside, and then we will see all these block costumes. But before that, we will see this inside this block sprite, and then we click costumes, and then we see all of these costumes. So what we need to do is open up our backpack and move the block sprite inside here and let it load. This has 30 costumes. That's why it's loading pretty long. But after it loads, we will go to our Simplecraft codes. Now let's close our backpack. Now let's go to this. There. Now this is our Simplecraft. We see we coded this much. Next part that we're gonna do is in variables. We're gonna move next line over here. Now let's open up our backpack and move this sprite over here. This might be a little slow, but this will load. Or if it doesn't load, you could just try again. Move the block sprite here, and you could get it. I created these variables right over here because we will need them. First variable, blink, block mode, calculation 5, checkpoint X, checkpoint Y, encode, FPS ID, lava cost, letter / number, level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, list, loaded, map height, map width, and my variable, and next line, and ready. And saw direction, scroll X, scroll Y, smallest Y, and speed Y, SX, undo, and X, lowercase x, lowercase y. And the other variables we already did. So we see our costumes. Now we got these images. Now what we'll need to do is move our blocks and move, right click, clean up blocks, and we will move these codes over there from this sprite to that sprite. So we will just need to do it, but after that there will be a glitch. If you press 1 and 2, it won't work. So if I click remove the hide over here from there, and let's delete the block sprite and see our costume one, and right click, clean up your blocks again. Now do one green flag clicked, show. So let's clean up the blocks again and see it. Yep, this wouldn't be working. That's why we will need to click switch to costume start block. Click the green flag again. There, but spreading out too much. That's why we will need to change it to, we will need to change this to 26 over here, 26, 26, 26, and 26. So let's press the green flag again. There, now it's more closer, but it's not correct enough. So you will need to change it to 20, 20, 20, 20. You could have the speed however you want. It's your choice. Now this is exactly correct how we needed. So in operators, if we scroll more down, and you might create these variables. If you never created variables, you might skip the video a little front, and then you may pause the video to create these variables. Now we will hide the variable, next line, and you will need to move the next line variable in here. Next, you'll need to do one green flag clicked, switch to custom start block. You don't need to switch. You could switch to custom start block 2. There, this is the checkpoint that we needed. So these are the costumes. So what we'll need to do in the start block sprite, we will need to change this. We will need to move this coda over here. I'll move this down, and then into the mouse X, we will need to move the lowercase x, lowercase y. Now move it inside here. But it's not working yet. Now we're gonna create a my block called stamp. So we will need this to move this over here and define stamp. So we will need, let's duplicate these code right here. Now let's create a my block called clone art at, and we will need to do x, y, and type. And you'll click OK. Now in this, let's go to move this block to the top and we will scroll down. Yep, that's a lot of variables. We scroll down less and set x and duplicate this, and we will do set y, lowercase y, and we will move this x inside here, this y inside here, and we will go look, switch to costume, and move switch to costume, type, and then we will use my block called stamp. So if I go to my blocks and do one green flag clicked over here, clone art at 0, 0, 0, and there. So if I do 100 up over here, clone art, there, it cloned over there. But let's do another one, 0, 0, 0. Let's try this, and then, but why isn't it working? That's because we will only need to use one. This is designed to only use one, so let's only do clone art at 0, 0, 0. But we won't do 0. You'll need to type 1 up here, and we got this right here. Nice. Now if we click the green flag, this is start over here. Now we will need to do forever. You'll need to move up here. Let's duplicate this, and we will remove these and move mouse X, remove this and mouse Y, like that. Yes, now let's try it out. But why is it not working? Because this clone art over here, see define over here, we will need to move this up here, and we will need to create another my block called stamp art at number of text X, Y, and we'll click OK. We'll define this. We will, over here, we will remove the clone art and remove it. We will use clone art, but we'll remove there, and we'll duplicate this and remove these and move this to the top as possible. So if we move it to the top as possible, we create the stamp art, we will move it there, and we'll move this X over there, Y over there, we will stamp. So if we do stamp art in 100 and 0, and we duplicate this and 0, 0, let's check it out. Yep, it's working. We got the thing that we needed. So let's do one green flag clicked, stamp art at 0, 0. Now let's remove these and click clean up blocks by right clicking. And we could remove extra blocks, and there we got the things that we need. Let's clean blocks again. Now if we click here, we could see, whoa, we have lots of still things over here. That's why we'll remove, instead of stamp, we'll click move, create a clone for myself. So, but there'll be a 300 clone limit. But that's the way. So, to have each block tasks, so we will remove the empty doesn't need, clones doesn't need the empty my block. So if we create a clone, there we have a clone. Then let's press the green flag, it's clone, and let's go to pen and click erase all. See, we got it. It's not. So we will click the green flag. We fixed the thing that we need. There. The next step, we will need to use stamp art. In my blocks, we will need to stamp art at X0. We will need to Y20. Let's click the green flag and test it. Yep, now it's working. Now we're gonna have a small upgrade. We'll click edit and click number, add a number or text and type. We will type and click OK. Now it's saved. Over here we will type 1. Over here we will type 2. And over here we will need to move, switch to costume type. Now let's press the green flag. There, we got this right here correctly. Now, but we could create clones on top of it. That's normal. So we'll go to backdrops and we will convert it to bitmap, and do a nice background color however we like. And we got a nice color, and let's convert it to vector back, because vector is very good quality, that's why. Now let's go to blocks, and we will do over here switch to costume. You will check which costume you guys want first. Grass block. So if we click switch to costume grass block, let's test it out. There. Now we got this good thing working correctly. Now over here we will need over here to upgrade this, control one eye, start the clone. If then over here we will move sensing, touching, color, we'll click this and do touching color this. So and then we will do the costumes, we will need this block. So we will do switch to costume in looks, switch to costume, not blank, block. So let's test it out. So there we got how we needed. But if you notice, there's a glitch. Everything is like that unless you do it. Actually, everything is working, that's the problem. That's why we will need to fix that. So we will need to move over here. We will need to right click, duplicate this grass block and move it to the first. And we will change this, not like that. We will click this, the green, and then we will move this part, and then we'll click inside this transparent, and we will get more lines. Control A, we'll upgrade the lines, and if I click this and click each one, this will be transparent. And over here inside this is transparent. So what we need to do is move this over here and create the correct thing like that. Now we will need to remove these inside blocks. Now we got this over here. Now we will need to do switch to costume, and then now we will need to use switch to costume grass block to appear. Now the clone is not working. That's why we will need to over here in the variables, we will need in variables, we will need block mode over here. Scroll down, switch to costume block mode. We'll scroll down and remove these. We will do set, always when you need one green flag clicked, set block mode to the costume number over here. Grass block is 5. So we will need to type 5 right here. Now we will need to move one green flag clicked, switch to costume block mode 5. So let's test it out. There. But why is it not working? That's why over here we will need to move this block over there And over here we will need, in the broadcast message, we will need to do broadcast fix. And over here, when I receive fix, like over here, when broadcasted fix, we will need to actually, let's remove this and let's click the green flag. There, it's working how we wanted, but the down blocks maybe aren't like that, and that's why we need to create a blank sprite, and then we will do name it special blocks. Now we will encode, we will move touching mouse pointer to touching blocks. We'll duplicate this right here and move this inside the block sprite. Now we wouldn't be able to do that because over here there's no blocks because this is the sprite. So we need to, if touching blocks right here, and you will need and touching color this, it will, let's test it out now. And if we move this inside there and click green flag, it's the same. That's why we will need to move these blocks inside there and move this like that. But that, and then we will need to smaller this costume a bit, and if we create a clone, that's why we will click when I start a clone, remove these blocks, and we create a clone like that. Now let's create the exact same size like that. Now the exact same size is working how we needed. Now we will need to remove when key 1 pressed, we will need to do set block mode to over here 5, and then if we click costumes, let's see, the only block is 4, so we'll need to click costumes and duplicate this block and change set block mode to 4, and let's test it out. So 2, the block mode's like that. There. Now we will need to do, now for making better, we will need to do switch to block mode. So we will need to do over here. So if we click 2, the blocks like that, we got better things. But we will do controls if then, and this is the special part that we're gonna do. If we do move down here and create, let's create a new costume, and then click that costume, and then we will click the circle, and we will make this go like that, and lower this to 2, and we will make the inside white and the outline little blue like that. There. But if you don't think it's too nice and thick enough, you could higher the amount. There. But the amount is too higher, it won't be that good. That's if 5 is normal. Now we will name it check point. Now, and then we will add 1 in the costume. Now let's duplicate this 10 times for the best. So we will duplicate this To duplicate, you will need to click right click and click the duplicate, the first option there. And then we will need to do a different thing after. After we did this, we will need to make until there's 11 over here, and we will name it win 1. And this one, we will need to duplicate this 15 times for the best. So if I duplicate this, right click, duplicate, right click, duplicate. But the reason that we're duplicating this is for the type. So let me duplicate this and again duplicate this. The reason that we're duplicating this, in the next video we will need to gonna add a feature that we will need this. Okay guys, I think this is the end for this video. This video is pretty long, so bye guys.